My ex needs me right now, and I'm going to be there for him, she announced like it was obvious. Go be there, I said, and I walked away. She came back days later expecting me to be waiting, but I was with someone who didn't need her ex to feel whole. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I need to get this off my chest. It's been a wild few months, and I figure sharing it here might help someone else spot the red flags I missed. I'm 32, work in IT, and until recently, I thought I had a solid thing going with my girlfriend of 3 years, Emily. We met through mutual friends at a casual game night. She was outgoing, funny, the kind of person who lights up a room. I was the steady one, handling the practical stuff like bills and planning trips. Looking back, I see how one-sided it was, but at the time, I was all in. Let me paint the picture. Emily had just come out of a messy breakup with her ex, Jake, when we started dating. He was this brooding artist type, unstable job, always in some drama. She told me stories about how he'd ghost her for weeks, then show up needing support. I listened, held her through the tears, and helped her rebuild. Flashback to about a year in. She lost her job at the marketing firm due to layoffs. I covered rent for our apartment in the city, cooked meals, even helped update her resume. You're my rock, Alex, she'd say, curling up next to me on the couch. I skipped a work promotion that would have meant more travel because she said she needed me close. Sacrifices like that felt worth it. I was building a future with her. But cracks started showing. About 6 months ago, her phone would light up late at night. She'd smile at the screen, then flip it over. Just work stuff, she'd mutter. I trusted her, why wouldn't I? Then came the subtle digs. We'd be out with friends, and she'd laugh about how Jake was so spontaneous, comparing it to my predictable routine. One night, over dinner, she posted a throwback photo on social media of her and Jake at some festival, captioning it, "Good times with old friends." Comments poured in, and she defended it as harmless nostalgia. I felt a pit in my stomach but brushed it off. We're good, I told myself. She's just processing. Things escalated slowly. She'd cancel plans last minute, saying she was helping a friend. I noticed her wardrobe shifting, new outfits I hadn't seen, excuses about borrowing from her sister. Mutual friends started giving me weird looks at gatherings, like they knew something I didn't. One buddy pulled me aside at a barbecue. Hey man, you okay? Saw Emily out with some guy last week. I confronted her lightly that night, not accusing, just asking. She rolled her eyes. It's Jake. He's going through a rough patch. Lost his gig again. I'm just being a good person. I nodded, but inside, it gnawed at me. Why him? Why always him? I tried to talk it out. Emily, this feels off. If it's innocent, why hide it? She'd twist it. You're being insecure. Can't I have friends? Flashback to another moment. Her birthday last year. I surprised her with tickets to a concert she'd mentioned once. She hugged me tight, said it was perfect. But now, those memories felt tainted. Was I just the safe option while she romanticized the chaos with Jake? It all came to a head one evening after work. I came home early, planning to cook her favorite pasta. She was on the couch, phone in hand, typing furiously. When she saw me, she jumped like I'd caught her mid-crime. We need to talk, she said, setting the phone down. My heart sank. I knew what was coming, but I sat anyway, keeping my cool. No point in freaking out before hearing it. She took a deep breath, like she was rehearsing a speech. Alex, Jake called me today. He's in a bad place. His roommate kicked him out, and he's got no one else. He needs me right now, and I'm going to be there for him. I stared at her, processing. It wasn't a question, it was a declaration, like deciding on takeout. What do you mean, be there? I asked evenly, though my mind raced. She leaned back, crossing her arms with this smug look, like I was dense for not getting it. I mean, he's crashing with me. With us, temporarily. Or I'll stay at his place to help sort things. It's not a big deal. We've got history, and you know how much he struggled. You're always so understanding about this stuff. History, I echoed. Emily, you're talking about your ex. The guy who treated you like crap, and now you're prioritizing him over us. She scoffed, waving a hand. Oh, come on. It's not prioritizing. It's called compassion. You wouldn't understand because you're so stable. Jake's life is messy, but that's real. Our relationship is strong enough to handle this. If you can't support me helping a friend, maybe you're the one with issues. I felt the anger bubble, but I swallowed it. No yelling, no accusations. I'd seen enough Reddit stories to know that wouldn't help. A friend? You've been texting him behind my back, posting about him, canceling on me to see him. This isn't help. This is an emotional affair, at least. Her eyes narrowed, and she leaned forward, voice dripping with condescension. Emotional affair? That's dramatic. Jake and I share a bond you can't touch. He gets my creative side, the part of me that's not just paying bills and watching Netflix. You're great at the boring stuff, Alex, but sometimes I need more. This isn't cheating. It's me being there for someone who needs it. If you loved me, you'd let me do this without the jealousy. I sat there, the words hitting like punches. Boring? Jealous? She'd rewritten our whole relationship in her head. Flashback hit me hard. Months ago, when Jake first reached out post-breakup, she cried on my shoulder. I don't know why I keep falling for his crap, she'd said. I held her, promised we'd get through it. Now, here she was, throwing that away. So what now? I asked, keeping my tone flat. You're choosing him? She shrugged, smirking a bit. I'm not choosing anyone. But yeah, I'll be spending time with him. If that means we take a break, or whatever, fine. You'll be okay. You always are. Mr. Reliable. That smugness sealed it. No tears from me, no begging. I stood up slowly. Go be there for him, then. Her smirk faltered for a second. What? You heard me. If that's what you need, go do it. I grabbed my jacket from the chair, heart pounding but voice steady. I'm not fighting for someone who sees me as a backup. She blinked, like she expected drama. Alex, don't be like that. We can talk later. No. I cut in, calm as ice. We're done talking. I walked to the door, not looking back. She called after me. You're seriously leaving? Over this. I paused at the threshold. You left first. Then I stepped out, closing the door softly. No slam, no scene, just detachment. I crashed at a buddy's place that night, phone on silent. The confusion hit hard, replaying her words, questioning if I was too stable. But I didn't text her, didn't check socials. I needed space to breathe. The next day, she blew up my phone. Voicemails, texts. We need to discuss this properly. You're overreacting. I listened to one call where she doubled down. Jake's just a friend in need. If you can't handle that, maybe we're not compatible anyway. Call me back. We can fix this. I didn't. Instead, I started packing my stuff from the apartment while she was out. Changed the locks on my accounts. Canceled shared subscriptions. Quiet moves, no confrontation. It felt unfair, like I'd been blindsided, but wallowing wouldn't help. I sat with it, the silence heavy, wondering how I'd missed the signs. The days after that were a blur of silence and self-reflection. I moved into a short-term rental a few blocks away. Nothing fancy, just a studio with a view of the park. It was weird at first, waking up without her coffee mug on the counter or her shoes by the door. I'd stare at the ceiling, replaying the breakup in my head. How had I become Mr. Reliable in her eyes? Like that was an insult. I'd given up so much, time, energy, even parts of myself, to make us work. Flashback to last summer. We took a road trip to the coast. She was stressed about work, so I planned everything, packed her favorite snacks, even stopped at that lighthouse she loved from childhood photos. You're the best, she'd whispered during sunset. Now, that memory stung like salt in a wound. I didn't drown in it, though. I took long walks, hit the gym for the first time in months, and buried myself in work. My boss noticed the extra hours and floated a promotion idea, remote work with better pay. I jumped on it, figuring a fresh start couldn't hurt. But the confusion lingered. Was I really too boring? Too safe? I'd scroll through old photos on my phone, deleting them one by one, feeling the unfairness settle like a weight. Why did she get to rewrite our story, make me the villain for being steady while she chased chaos? Mutual friends started texting cautiously. Heard about you and Emily. You okay? I'd reply briefly. Yeah, moving on. No details. I wasn't about to air our laundry. About a week in, the karma whispers began. I ran into our friend Tom at the grocery store. He looked awkward, shifting his basket. Dude, Emily's been posting cryptic stuff online. Something about real connections with a photo of her and Jake at a bar. I nodded, not probing, but he spilled anyway. From what I hear, Jake's using her couch as a crash pad. She's paying for his takeout, saying it's temporary. I felt a twinge, not satisfaction, just pity for how blind she was. But I kept it to myself. Thanks for the heads up, I said, and walked away. The silence from her end didn't last. At first, it was radio quiet, like she expected me to chase. But as days turned to weeks, cracks showed. I focused on me, joined a hiking group, started reading those self-improvement books I'd ignored. My internal voice shifted from what did I do wrong to what do I want now. It was liberating, sitting with the pain without reacting. One night, alone with takeout, I journaled it out. The betrayal wasn't just her choosing Jake. It was the dismissal, the smug way she'd framed it as my flaw. I deserved better than being a safety net. Then, the updates escalated. Another friend, Lisa, messaged me. Emily's been venting in our group chat. Says Jake's intense, but worth it. But girl, she looks exhausted. I didn't respond. A month post-breakup, I heard through the grapevine that things were unraveling. Jake, true to form, started showing his unstable side, yelling matches over money, ghosting her for days while crashing at hers. She'd confided in friends that he was passionate, but it sounded like excuses for abuse. One evening, Tom called. Man, it's bad. Jake borrowed her car and wrecked it minorly, no insurance. She's stressing about bills now. I listened without comment, the irony hitting. She'd mocked my stability, and now she was paying for his mess. I didn't gloat. Instead, I kept building. Landed that promotion, which meant more flexibility. Started dating casually, no rush, just coffee meets. That's how I met Laura, a graphic designer from the hiking group. She was independent, laughed at my dumb jokes, and didn't carry baggage from exes. Our first date was simple, picnic in the park. I like how grounded you are, she said. It was the opposite of Emily's digs. For the first time, the confusion lifted. I wasn't boring. I was reliable in the best way. But Emily's downfall picked up speed. Friends stopped defending her. Mutual ones sided quietly with me after seeing Jake's true colors. He cheated on her with some bar hookup, then bailed, leaving her with his unpaid share of a phone bill they'd stupidly joined. She lost a freelance gig because of the drama, isolating herself as people pulled away. She's a mess, Lisa texted. Regrets everything. I sat with that info, feeling the arc shift. The betrayal still stung, but now it fueled my growth. I blocked her on socials, deleted old voicemails. The unfairness faded into clarity. This was her karma, not my revenge. It started small, about 6 weeks after I walked out. A text popped up while I was at work. Hey, can we talk? I think I overreacted. I read it, felt nothing, and archived it. No response. That opened the floodgates. Next day, another. Alex, please. Jake was a mistake. He used me, just like you warned. Still, I stayed silent. Her attempts ramped up, voicemails now, voice shaky. I miss you. Our life was good. Why won't you answer? Then came the involvement of her toxic crew. Her sister Mia called first, number I hadn't blocked yet. I answered out of curiosity. Alex, this is Mia. Emily's really hurting. You need to man up and talk to her. She's family. Don't be a jerk about this. I kept calm. Mia, she chose Jake. I'm not involved anymore. She huffed, voice dripping unpleasantness. Oh, please. You're acting like a child. She was just helping a friend, and now you're punishing her? Grow up. She needs you. Jake turned out to be an ass, cheated, and left her broke. Be the bigger person. Hypocrisy at its finest. She'd always enabled Emily's bad choices. Not my problem, I said firmly. Tell her to move on. Click. Emily texted right after. Why'd you hang up on Mia? We can fix this. I see now how good you were. Desperation crept in. A few days later, her best friend Sarah showed up at my new place. Uninvited, banging on the door. I opened it halfway. What do you want, Sarah? She crossed her arms, smug at first. Emily sent me. She's falling apart, crying all the time, can't focus at work. Jake abused her emotionally, drained her savings. You owe her a conversation at least. I leaned on the frame, unmoved. Owe her? She dumped me for him, called me boring. Why are you here? Sarah's tone shifted to pleading, then nasty. Because you're supposed to care. She made one mistake. Don't be heartless. Everyone knows you were obsessed with her. Help her out, or at least give back some stuff from the apartment. Obsessed? I echoed, mirroring her logic. She was the one chasing her ex while I paid the bills. Tell her I'm done. I closed the door softly, hearing her mutter curses outside. Emily's next move, showing up herself. 2 days later, eyes red, hair messy. Alex, please let me in. I need to explain. I stood in the doorway. There's nothing to explain. You chose. She teared up, voice breaking. But it was wrong. Jake was manipulative. He promised things, then ghosted after taking my money. I'm alone now. Friends are ditching me. Remember how we were? I missed that stability. Her words twisted the knife, but I stayed composed. Stability, you mocked. Go find it elsewhere. She got angry then, true colors flashing. How can you be so cold? I thought you loved me. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Watching me suffer while you play the victim. No, I said evenly. I'm just living my life. Without you. She stormed off, yelling, You'll regret this. Texts followed, apologies mixed with rage. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Please call. Then, fine, be alone forever. You're nothing without me. I blocked her number finally, the desperation peaking. Her family tried once more. Mia emailing, all guilt trippy. Think of what mom would say. Emily's spiraling. Unpleasant as ever. I deleted it. The power reversal was clear. She discarded me casually. Now she begged, exposing her hypocrisy with every outreach. The final nail came at our mutual friend Lisa's birthday party, a casual gathering at a downtown bar, about 3 months post-breakup. I debated going but figured why hide. I showed up with Laura. We'd been seeing each other steadily, her easy vibe a breath of fresh air. I was in a suit from work, feeling good, chatting with old friends who'd heard the full story by now. You look great, man, Tom said. Heard about the promotion, congrats. Emily arrived late, disheveled in a rumpled dress, alone. Her eyes locked on me across the room, widening when she saw Laura laughing at my side. She weaved through the crowd, approaching our table. Alex, she said, voice low but desperate. Can we talk? Privately. Friends shifted uncomfortably, but I stayed seated, calm. Emily, what is it? She glanced at Laura, then back. Who's this? Already moved on. I need to speak to you, alone. I've been trying for weeks. Jake destroyed me, but I realize now you were the one. Please, let's try again. I'll change. Laura squeezed my hand under the table, supportive. I met Emily's eyes, voice firm and evolved. No, Emily. You've become irrelevant to the life I've built. I learned from us. What I deserve, what real partnership looks like. This, I nodded to Laura, is that. No exes, no drama. Just mutual respect. Her face crumpled, then twisted in anger. Irrelevant. After everything, you're with her now? She doesn't know you like I do. Hypocrite much? I said evenly, mirroring her old logic. You said our bond was strong enough for Jake. Turns out, mine's stronger without you. She teared up, drawing stares. But I need you. Everything's falling apart. Job's on the line. No one talks to me anymore. You were my rock. I stood, signaling the end. Find your own rock. I'm protecting my peace now. Laura and I walked to the bar, leaving her there. Friends murmured, the contrast stark. Her desperation on display, my thriving life evident. She left early, humiliated. Update, that was it. No more attempts. I heard she moved back with her parents, piecing things together. Me, Laura, and I are official, planning a trip, no baggage. The betrayal feels like a distant lesson now. If you're reading this, know your worth. Walk away with dignity. The reversal comes. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.